to go at that dust. Oh.
What dust, mate?
Oh, it's so hot in here, no aircon, windows are down, just filled the cabin full of dust. This is living, Barry.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. What? That's odd. No aircon, windows down. It's weird.
You blokes in modern vehicles, and Sheila's too, you wouldn't understand what it's like in driving an old dinosaur.
Yeah, Shaun, eh?
There's where it all begins, mate. The Maytown old township's not far from here, I think. So weird when you come to a place that's as remote as this and you just find relics. It's insane. How do they even get this stuff out here? The mind boggles.
But it blows my mind to think that the 1850s and onwards, mid-1800s onwards, this place here, all around us, would have been thriving, a massive community. Hundreds of people.
It's hard to believe.
Shops, and right here, I was going to say we could have got a cold beer, we couldn't have.
No.
Would have been a lukewarm beer.
It would have been beer all the same.
Right here is the pub.
Yeah, I know. That's drew me straight here.
Okay, yeah, you walk straight here like a magnet. Now, in case you haven't guessed, this right here, of course, is the famous Maytown, the old gold mining area just outside of Palmer Creek, the mighty. From here, we're heading that way, towards Laura, on the old coach road. And I suggest we saddle up and get down there. Can you imagine, though, walking from Maytown to Laura with a wheelbarrow back in the day?
I couldn't even imagine driving the old 30 down that track, mate.
No, you're going to have air. How's the aircon back there, mate?
There's none.
How's the dust?
Lots.
Yep, I got both of none.
Look, I'm just hoping I can find some gold, because this is famous for its gold.
I know where there's gold.
In my Waco.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Get out of here. You're a monkey.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
The plan for this trip is very simple. Of course, we are on the old coach road that runs from Maytown to Laura, and that is exactly what we're going to be following. However, we plan to take as many side tracks as we possibly can to locations that perhaps only the locals know. And speaking of locals, we've enlisted the help of Julie, who has lived out here all her life and knows the area like the back of her hand. I'm up front on this trip in the trusty old D-Max, and riding shotgun, as I've said, is my mate Julie, who's lived in this part of the world all of her life. Behind me, my old mate Shaun in the trusty Dirty 30. He is frothing over this trip, but something tells me with all this dust and no air conditioner, he's going to be a lot dirtier when it finishes. Sucking Shaun's dust, unfortunately, is Dion from Scamper Campers, and he's dead keen to do some R&D on one of his off-road camper trailers. And last but not least, up the back, we've got Pete in that beast of a GU that he calls Bessie, from Queensland Conversions in Toowoomba.
Apparently, guys, this obviously being the Palmer River, it goes right back up past the road up there, and every year they've got to redo this causeway. This gets washed away. Hard to believe they get that much water through it.
It is a bit hard to believe, isn't it? It's pretty shallow this time of year.
Hardly even a trick.
It's hard to believe, but this region was once a bustling and thriving community, with people from all over the world trying to seek their fortune finding as much yellow gold as they possibly could.
How cool is this? This is actually the remains of an old mill put in by the Chinese many, many moons ago. These would have been the burners that would have run the crushing implements that crushed all the ore up. Of course, a lot of the gold here was embedded in the ore. The only way to get it out was to crush it up and then just pan for it like you would do normally in the riverbeds, but they do it en masse through here. It's, I'm amazed at how well preserved it is, but I guess this area doesn't get a whole heap of weather like other parts of the Cape, and being so dry, it hasn't actually rusted away. But then again, it'd be pretty hard for this bad boy to rust away. I was just talking to Shaun about it though. Can you imagine getting this in here on horse and cart? Just phenomenal amounts of work in order to get a piece of shiny metal. I don't really get it. However, There's an easier way today of finding gold, and that is, of course, we all know that we've got tracker dogs and sniffer dogs. When you get to the airport, you'll get a sniffer dog that'll come out and it'll find fruit in your bags. There's dogs that nowadays can actually sniff your body and they can detect cancers in your body. Well, we've now got a dog that can detect gold out here. There's only one species of dog that'll do it. That's the golden retriever.
With a comedy act like that, it's probably for the best that I stay out bush, and as far out bush as possible. The Maytown to Laura track might be just about the perfect location. Wasn't long after crossing the Palmer River we hit our first shaly steep climb, and as you can see, the D-Max loves this kind of terrain. That traction control works an absolute treat and has become one of my best friends.
Come on up, Shaun.
Yeah, copy, mate, I'll come up.
Shaun, the old Dirty 30 will walk up this. Get into it, mate.
2 hands on the wheel for this one.
Oh, Struth, that does not look right. What's going on there, Shauno?
Nah.
Smashing something.
Oh, scared that was going to slide all the way down the hill then.
There you go.
Still got a tail shaft. Just driving up the hill. Massive bang. Lost all traction and something snapped. I was trying to figure out what it was. It sounded like a tail shaft. But now I'm starting to think it might be an axle, it might be a diff.
First things first, we can't diagnose this on the side of the hill, so we're going to have to get Shauno up and onto some flat ground, and that's where the winch comes in so handy. We're a long way from anywhere out here, and as we all know, safety never takes a holiday. So it's out with all the recovery gear and, of course, taking all the safety precautions that go along with it. Safety precautions are always needed when doing recoveries, and of course Shauno's got no drive on that truck, so this is going to be one long, dead, heavy pull. We don't know what that noise is just yet, but guaranteed it ain't good. Okay, now that we're safe and sound on flatter ground, we can have a closer look at just what's gone wrong with the Dirty 30.
All right, it's pretty good. Shauno's just run out of winch cable there, and because he's only got front wheel drive, there's no way he can drive up from there, so we've chopped the rear wheels just to be safe. We'll keep him on the winch now. We might even be able to drive it slowly, ever so slowly forward. See how we go. Get that winch cable off and then I'll snatch him the rest of the way up.
You'll notice here we've put a recovery blanket on the snatch strap, and you're probably wondering why. Well, I just think that any precaution you can take in a recovery situation is well worth it. And putting a recovery blanket on a snatch strap takes all of 5 seconds and may just save a life. What's hard to see here is that we're all still on the side of the hill. So if we have to turn around, everybody must get to where Shaun is now.
I'll give you a bit of space on this one, Dion. I'll just sit back and wait for you to call me up.
Dion's bringing the trailer up where he'll have plenty of room to turn around. This is loose and shaly. He's going to have to use the right boot, not hold back. That 79 is an absolute animal and sounds like it's growling its head off. Chuck in the lockers and away he went, and that trailer, well, it just follows and does what it's told. Look at that, he got up that hill and left everyone for dust. Last but not least, Pete's bringing Bessie up. Something tells me he's not even going to notice there's a hill there. He's built that truck to handle just about anything touring in Australia can throw it. We're still not 100% sure what the problem is, but we are 100% sure we can't fix it up here. That means we've got to get the Dirty 30 down off this hill.
All right, here's that sat phone, mate.
Cheers, bud.
There's the charger. We'll get that on charge.
Yep.
Good idea to have the sat phone fully charged, because chances are we're going to be calling someone to get us in and get us out of here. For the meantime, though, no one's going to come up to the top of this hill and get us.
Nope.
So we've got to get this vehicle down. There's zero drive. no drive to front or rear, so I'm like a 3-ton bullet coming down this hill, no doubt. So we're going to put a strap on the back to Bessie, the big GU, and everyone's going to get out of my way probably. All right, mate, let's put that strap on, eh? Yep. We'll get down there.
Safety.
With no drive, it means that Shauno's got absolutely no engine braking at all. The Dirty 30 hasn't got the best brakes at the best of time. As a safety precaution, we put a strap from Bessie to the back of the Dirty 30, so that at least Pete can use engine braking plus his brakes to try and slow Shauno down.
So hands on the wheel for this one.
I'm not following you down this one, eh?
So you got no choice right about now. Oh. Right.
I'll tell you what, I know you're on there. I don't think Bessie's ever gone downhill so fast in her life.
Yeah, I can feel myself pulling you down.
With Shauno under tow and daylight rapidly fading, there was no way we were going to make it out to the main road today. Only chance was to set up camp with a million stars and one busted Dirty 30. I rate river sand as some of the boggiest sand you will find anywhere. And while Pete was trying to get into position to camp for the night, well, he went down to his axles. Nothing that a quick use of the Maxtrax can't fix. I reckon those things are worth their weight in gold, and I wouldn't be without them.
I've come across some really soft sand here that's even stopped Bessie in its tracks. Put some Maxtrax under the wheels, hoping it's going to be enough to get me out of the hole.
They just work. All right. You good to go?
Yeah.
Leave you to it.
Yeah, good, thank you.
No worries, mate. All right. Look at that down there. Good play.
Mate, you know these rivers are full of gold.
Palmer River area, yeah.
Exactly, it's famous for its gold. And
Yes.
A lot of people come here prospecting. You know, Drew was telling me you can literally walk the riverbank sometimes and find gold.
Yep.
A lot
Well,
of
I've been picking up a lot of rocks.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. That's one method. Another method is, of course, a gold detector.
Metal detector, yeah. What are you getting at here?
30's a pan. Look, I've got a 4th way.
Oh,
Finding gold.
golden retriever.
Well, a 5th way then.
Okay.
All right, a stick, right? Gold is a metal. It has a magnetic field. Watch and learn. Honestly, no.
Don't do this.
Look, watch.
Don't do this, mate. What are you doing?
Come on, I need you to feel positive thoughts here.
Feel positive that's going to help you?
Definitely in this direction, mate. Follow me.
You're cooked, mate.
I'm feeling a very strong force field over here.
You're not. What
No, it's not there.
are you doing?
Oh, here we go. Can always find a bit of gold, mate.
It's not even in the ground. It's not even buried. Oh, you drink that. Go on.
You got to find your own.
Okay.
Beauty of prospecting.
Yep, I'll go. I know exactly where to find one.
In the way.
In the Waco. You didn't even bury it. Why didn't you bury it?
Tonight we're cooking up a bit of organic pork. Now the reason I say it's organic, because only a couple of days it was running around causing havoc up in the Daintree. Now we're cooking up with a few local herbs and ingredients. Actually, nearly everything I'm using tonight has been sourced from the same little property up in the Daintree. Now PJ, if you're watching, thank you very much, mate. It's filled the Waco nicely, and I reckon it's going to make a great meal tonight. So first things first. You want a beer, do you? All right, got herbs, chilies, and a bit of ginger in there as well, so that'll go really nice.
Quite a hefty thing.
But they are.
This is actually all PJ's produce, isn't it?
It is.
Even these? No, these aren't. These are
No, that's the only thing in the meal that's...
kumara.
I'm just literally gonna coat it in all the ingredients and put it straight in the coals. I'm trying to slow cook it for about 3 hours if I can.
So you don't have a beer.
So yeah.
Right,
So
cool.
just chuck it. It just fits the camp oven perfect. So salt and pepper, fair bit of it. All right. Now, what I want to do with the pig is just make a couple of little incisions into this pork. I've got a bit of rosemary, straight from PJ's garden. The rosemary, I just want to pull little sprigs off like this and jam it into some of those little cracks I just made. I've got some basil, some chilies. I'm just cutting those chilies up into little pieces. And I just want to see how hot they are. Oh, that's sensational. That's really hot. Right, next is ginger. Hey, Graham.
Yeah, mate.
Can you help me with something here, bud?
Yeah, mate. What do you need, mate?
You're a chili man, right?
Yeah.
These are the most flavoursome chilies I've ever had.
Have you bitten into it?
Yeah, I did it on camera a second ago.
Okay. Oh, okay, no, fair call. You bite the tip off that, and I'll bite the tip off that. You eat that?
I've already eaten a bit, yeah.
You bite all that off.
Go.
Oh, that is so damn hot.
Oh,
How many of those did you put in there?
heaps.
All right. No, you're good. Okay.
Like I was saying, a bit more ginger. Pomelo. You get a lot of juice out of one of these.
Yeah, really juicy. It's actually not bad to eat.
Just literally a cross between a grapefruit and an orange. I've squeezed the absolute heck out of that. I'm just going to chuck that in down beside the pork. There's probably about nearly an inch of juice and a bit of olive oil and stuff at the bottom.
Gravy, couldn't you?
You probably would, and the whole idea is when you put this down on the coals, that's just going to bubble away and just almost steam through the... I'm going to put this on.
Let's do this.
3 hours, mate.
3 hours.
Yeah, mate. That'll be a few beers.
Or 2 or 1.
Well, here you go. It's about 2.5 hours in. Oh, it's really hot. Oh, looks really good. That looks about perfect. Oh, Pete.
Boys, the smell of that from over there,
Is it all right?
I didn't think you should ever ask.
You can
Really?
You can smell?
Help yourself, mate.
All right, here we go, boys. Mate, that is sensational. There we go. Organic pork, cooked on the campfire. It's about as good as it gets in the bush, I reckon.
That is superb, mate.
Pomelo, we've got sweet potatoes.
Yep.
You know, everything from this area combined in one pot on the plate. That's about as good as it gets in the bush.
Whew, that chilli has not decreased in heat.
You can taste the chili.
Really good.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Shauno and Pete were up before sunrise and managed to tow the Dirty 30 out to south of the Palmer River, where Justin managed to bring the flat truck out to pick the Dirty 30 up and take him back to Cairns.
First time in probably about 400,000 kilometres. A little bit devastating. I can't thank you enough for coming out here and...
It's all right, Shaun. Anytime, mate. Anytime.
What
do you think's wrong?
Transfer case,
Gone.
rear diff.
Gone. Okay. Yep. 10 out of 10 for reckoning.
With the Dirty 30 headed back into town for much needed repairs, Shauno could have jumped in with someone else and ridden shotgun, but that's not his style. He's kicked the camera crew out of the 80 series and he's taken control. Now, I had serious issues with letting Shauno drive the camera car. You see, here's my logic. We don't particularly need the Dirty 30, but we really need the camera car. Just go easy there, buddy.
The old camera car flexes up all right there. Looks like a Land Cruiser going down a hill with swags on the roof.
And just as I suspected, and I knew to be honest, the D-Max walked down there with zero issues at all. This little ute and I, we're fast becoming good mates. You've got to hand it to a company that's prepared to put a product to the test on DVD in one of the most remote and inhospitable locations in Australia. And Dion is that guy. He backs his product and he's not afraid to show it. And Pete from Queensland Conversions isn't afraid to get out and use this newly engineered chop to put it right through its paces and make sure that when you get yours done, it's perfect for any touring solution in Australia.
like we get straight into it, boys, straight up here.
Looks like a few steps up there.
Yeah, it's just really rocky, sort of bumpy stuff that, you know, it's pretty easy to lose traction on, I suppose. Oh, shake around. Whoa, that's insane. Go the big 80.
Graham just makes it look too easy.
It's all about line, mate.
With tracks this rocky and narrow and with drop-offs this steep, it just absolutely blows my mind that the first vehicles through here, if you can call them vehicles, were Cobb & Co coaches. It was another time and another era. I tell you what, things have really changed today.
When you get up the top, do yourself a favour and have a look over your right shoulder. Look at that drop off.
Of course, what goes up must come down, and the old coach road has plenty of both. On every trip we do, the camera car has to go where we go, and as a result of which it often tackles the toughest terrain before we do. It's been the unsung hero of many a DVD trip, and now it gets its time in the spotlight. Good on it.
I reckon this might even pick a wheel or two up.
The camera car flexing.
Right, yeah, I can already tell that I'm going to lift some.
Righto blokes, looks like a bit of a choose your own adventure track. I'm going to take what I think is the medium grade one. Actually looks pretty hard as you get close to it. Nope. Slightly different line I think I need. Nope, this is where a rear locker would really help me. Okay, I might have a go at the other option. Oh, that's so dusty. Wait, have you put it in low range?
You want to put it in four-wheel drive?
You're out. He's not going to make it up there. It's not worth risking doing CVs and other damage like that, so he's going to come the easy way.
Yes! Woo! Up we get. Ooh, where's the wheel? There it is.
Yeah, you're up, mate. Come on up when you're ready. I reckon he'll do it.
You reckon he'll do it?
Maybe not.
I don't think he will. But
He'll
he
give it
can
a
have a rally.
That's it, mate. Nice drive. Yeah! Yes! Yeah, good this. A nice little steep rocky bit. Sort of looks like it's been blown out to make a road up through here.
We've got a big hole we could get stuck in straight up there. Come on, old girl, through you go.
One thing you'll notice on the Old Coach Road is a number of tracks that come off the main road. They're all mining lease sort of tracks. That'll take you up to, of course, mining leases, private property that you're not really supposed to go into. So it really pays to keep an eye on the VMS and really keep an eye on the track itself and try and keep following it, because you could end up very lost out here. It's just a network of dirt roads out here. One little thing that I like to do on the VMS is just start a track log. Track log will essentially show you like a breadcrumb trail of where you've been and where you've gone to. So if you do get lost, it's easy to follow back. Backtrack to where you know you're back on the track and you'll be able to find your way from there. Just do that now actually. New track log. There we go.
Late in the afternoon, and we'd already started to talk about finding a campsite when one last hill appeared out of nowhere. It wasn't really much, but just as Shaun neared the top, things went pear-shaped.
Too easy. When you pick that right line, it just crawls up.
Right about now, keep your eyes on that front left tyre. There, that is not supposed to happen. What's happened here is the kingpin bolts have come loose and all bar one have sheared out of there.
Down, see that?
That means that wheel is not being held on by much at all. This is going to take some serious bush mechanics to get us back on the track, and something tells us we're not going anywhere in a hurry.
No, stay in there. Stay in there, get some tools.
Where to do it? Just there somewhere.
I was driving in this like rut on the way up, and then it just went, no, started steering
You
out.
weren't even gassing it, you walked up.
Mate, found one.
I'll tell you what, there's awkward spots to do things, and then there's that spot. That's kind of like the pinnacle, the top of an awkward spot to do things.
Get new studs.
Okay, well this will get us back to the camp tonight then. If we just put that one in and then put the ratchet.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you reckon, Pete?
I'm going to go and get some parts.
Pete's going to get some parts. I'm going to move the D-Max up and we'll see how we go.
Tools, some parts.
One from this side, maybe.
They're snapped off inside.
Oh, they're snapped off inside, so we've got one bolt.
I've got one bolt, so I can put one in, and then ratchet strap around it, get that wheel straight, and I could drive it to camp.
So to make sure that we're as safe as we possibly can be, we've brought Bessie up to anchor the rear of the 80 series. We've chocked all the wheels and made sure that only one person is working under the vehicle at any one time. We've done everything we can to make this situation as safe as possible. After manoeuvring the 80 into a better position, we're now using a winch to hold it there, put Bessie up behind it to brace it, chock the wheels, and now let's see if we can get this fix a little more permanent and get into camp.
I'd order Pete, because Pete came up with an absolutely magic idea where he stole one of the bolts out of the kingpin knuckle, we put that through, and we've used a ratchet strap to hold the rest of it on. It's not a pretty fix, mate. What did you say before? Check it every 10,000 kilometres or so. I think we might have to do that, mate, every about 10 metres, I reckon. But I reckon it'll get us to camp, which is the main thing, mate, because I'm feeling like a 4-8 foot, ain't you?
Yeah.
4.5 hours of ratchet straps and dust later, we managed to limp ourselves to the top of the hill where we found a small clearing. This would be camp for the night, and the boys got a well-deserved beer.
Find out what feral animals we got here.
This is awesome.
Wow.
Look, we just decided to go down an old mine shaft that Julie knows of down here, and the hope is we're going to find a brown tree snake, so pretty excited. What do you reckon we go straight in?
Fine, mate. I think so.
Straight down? Oh, here we go.
Age before beauty.
All right, oh no.
Obviously, it goes without saying, you just don't wander down a mine shaft if you're not sure what's going on.
We're on the right track. We're about 5 metres into this shaft, and already we've got skins just laying here.
But this is a classic example how a little bit of local knowledge can really bring out an area's secrets.
Whoa, there's one. There's one. There's one. Yep.
When you handle a snake,
Yeah.
always keep an open hand.
Always an open hand.
Yep. Don't close in on them and just support their body weight.
These little brown tree snakes are relatively harmless, and this old mine shaft we would have driven straight past had it not been for Julie.
They're skeletons. These are ones that haven't been able to find food.
It's moments like these that makes trips like these so damn memorable.
You know, I'm pretty privileged to be down here right now. This is in my element. I'm absolutely loving it right now. I reckon we're going to look for another snake before we get back to the camp. Yeah. All right, done.
No worries.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supercentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supercentre, you get more for less.
Oh, the smell of bacon in the morning, mate. Can't beat it.
Mate, and everything's dry.
I was going to say, mate, it's been a pretty heavy dew last night. I mean, I got a fair bit of water on everything.
Well, mate, the whole camp's wet and
Yeah, it's nice and dry in here, isn't
nice
it?
and dry in here, so I thought I'd put some bacon and eggs on.
Mate, you read my mind, let me tell you.
Bacon's nearly done, so I've just chucked on some eggs there.
Oh, mate, this is going to be the perfect food, I reckon, to hit the tracks today, because we've got some pretty hard ones, I think, in line.
That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tough today, I think. That'll be good, mate. All right, I might get some recce rolls out.
Yep.
Finish my coffee. We'll get this packed up, and we'll hit the tracks, I reckon.
Sounds good.
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
With the camera car in limp mode and a lot of track to go, breakfast was done, swags were packed, and we were on the tracks before the sun had hit the horizon.
How's you feeling, mate?
Look, I'm just going real slow and steady, just really trying to baby this 80 series.
We get to a challenging bit where you're not comfortable, I reckon we just winch it, eh?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I'm not even going to try and drive anything challenging. You know, just can't get a tow truck out here. I need to get this vehicle back to Laura.
Well, I think that's the crux of the matter, isn't it? There is no option.
Folders hotel site, that's the hardest bit of the track, I think.
What I've been told, yeah, it's the hardest bit of the track. We're almost, for this actual Maytown to Laura, we're just about done. You're almost home and hose. But this is just an extra little bit that I've been told if you get up the top of here, not only have you got a historical site up there, but of course it's got a fantastic view. Well, why don't we punt up here,
Yep.
have a look at the view, and you
Just go
continue
slow.
crawling along slowly.
I'm going to go first gear, low range, so you
All right.
might have to wait for me at the other
We
end.
might actually beat you. But I can't miss out on this, mate. I've come
No,
this far.
definitely, mate. I would
Go and
be
have a look.
up there in a heartbeat if I could.
Yeah. All right, well, you just keep on the radio.
Yep.
I reckon you'll be in range.
Okay,
And
done.
we'll punt up and have a look.
Cool, man.
Cool, mate. All right, we'll see you down there somewhere.
I reckon about 45 Cold Chisel songs and I'll be up there.
That's actually not a lie. Look at that old axe. Gee whiz, that's a doozy. That's seen some use, hasn't it? Oh, my goodness. Do you reckon this was the old Folders hotel site? You reckon it was?
I think it was.
Yeah, 100%. You can see the structural base here.
Yeah, once
Stone
again,
floor.
the Chinese were very pedantic about making the flat surfaces, so you can always tell the Chinese diggings around the areas because of the way the stones are laid. They're certainly not natural.
No.
And then you'll find the old pottery that was all imported.
Yep.
What they used to do from the bottles is actually make them into glasses. And they'd get hot wire and they'd soak it in fuel and they'd cut the tops off the bottles and they'd use those as glasses. So quite often you'll find them just with the tops cut off and they used to drink out of them.
Yeah, these really are rock steps.
They are, aren't they?
I might even jump out here and just have a look at that next big one. Scope a bit of a line through, I think. Some serious sized rock steps here. You can see where others have been doing a bit of track maintenance here. All right. Slow and steady wins the race, I reckon.
Terrain like this makes that D-Max absolutely shine. I mean, the traction control just works, and that automatic transmission means that I have full control over the vehicle and can go as slow as I want to minimise any underbody damage on these massive rock steps. The key here is to pick your line and just crawl slowly and gently. Tyre pressures play a key and critical role in doing this. Too high and you'll be bouncing and not getting any traction. Too low and you risk running your tyre off the bead, but just right and you really do get maximum traction and maximum control in a rock crawling environment. Dion's up, and of course, in the 79, he just loves lifting a wheel. The added weight of the camper trailer means that Dion's got to be just that little bit more aggressive on his approach. But as you can see, he's done it, and done it with relative ease. And that is quite a feat on a track like this. Big lift, big tyres, lockers. Pete's made that look easy, but he's also having a lot of fun doing it. The views are already spectacular, but we've got one absolute doozy of a challenge in front of us before we make it to the top. The beauty of all that rubble at the base of this rock climb means that building up that track is an absolute cinch. The boys are going to try and put some stuff right where my wheels go, just so that I get that clearance at the front to give it a red hot shot. I am, however, going to take it fairly easily. A broken CV, or worse, out here could spell disaster. We've already got one vehicle in limp mode, we don't need two.
Oh, Graham, come through, mate.
Righto, mate, I'll just head you up to it and we'll just see how it looks and feels.
It gets bigger as you get closer, trust me.
Did you want me to do a little bit of track building?
Hey, have a crack, you've seen where the wheels are. The back is my main concern, just lifting that dead weight up over the top, but control of the auto is just so good.
Completely hung up on the steps there.
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen.
What do you reckon about going
Easy
back a
winch
little
recovery.
bit and using some max tracks to make a ramp?
Oh,
look at that ramp.
Yeah? Let's give it a go.
Whilst the max tracks got spat out on that first attempt, it gave me a great idea. I'm going to place them back and then use them as a ramp under winch to clear the underbody of the D-Max and make this rock step just disappear.
I think I'm coming up.
It's important here that you let the winch do the work and not start spinning your wheels. Otherwise, you're just going to spit those max tracks out and any other track building that you've done and totally delete the work.
Woohoo!
Definitely done, mate. Well done.
Righto, down. Bring her on up, mate.
Mate, keep going. We've got plenty of block cleared.
Dion's wheelbase here means that as his front wheels are trying to crawl the second rock step, his rear wheels are still down on the first rock step, and that's making it virtually impossible for him.
It's an easy winch.
Yeah.
It's a 2-second winch.
Yeah.
We don't want to do any damage, as I've said before, and I think the only option here is to winch him up and through. And that's a really good effort for a bloke towing a camper trailer.
I reckon if we want to get this trailer up, we're going to have to build an entire ramp for him out of rocks. You're not going to get up like this, so you have to reverse right off.
We're going to use exactly the same method that got the D-Max up, which means bringing the max tracks back into play, and of course, building up a lot of the track with this rubble that's lying at the base. And you can really see just how easy things can be when you do it right.
Yes!
Just go there, mate. We'll do the same thing for the camper.
Go! Oh, what? What? That thing's it's an animal. Big Bessie!
What do you reckon? Is Bessie going to drive it? Let's see.
Ridiculous!
That is one hell of a four-wheel drive. And not a bad drive either, Pete. Good on you, mate.
All right, stay in your car, you show off.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Only 10 metres from that last little jump up and we found yet another. This one's actually undercut and scoops those tyres up so that when you hit the back, you skid completely offline.
Doesn't want to do it.
Gonna do a bit of track building.
Yeah, we might have to, I think. So I think this is going to be the place I'll start rather than getting pushed over here. All right, let's give it another go.
Try again.
What a difference a little bit of track maintenance makes. I tell you what, just give it a go next time you're stuck.
It's all track building. Nice one, guys.
That's the one.
It blows my mind to think that this road has been cut through solid rock using hand tools and maybe the odd stick of dynamite. It really does put things back into perspective and makes winching up it look like child's play when you consider just how hard it would have been to put the original track through.
There's a little off camber here, boys. I'm gonna have to pick a pretty careful line through here, I think. Oh,
It's alright, half
there goes
time
me
change
sunnies.
sides.
There goes me sunnies.
This track is just not letting up. These Wombat holes are absolutely huge. And like all Wombat holes, they're off camber and off kilter, which means you've really got to pick your line and just keep that momentum up. Lockers, well,
Whoa, nice wheel lift, Dion.
Oh, I'm starting to get used to that feeling of being sideways on these tracks.
lockers and traction control. That's the answer.
There's the traction there. Looks a bit sketchy.
Ah, traction's good. Hey!
Hey, mate.
Bugger lugs! How'd you go?
Yeah, good.
Slow trip?
Yep. Real slow. I think my top speed is about 7 kilometres an hour.
Toyota speed.
I just sort of punched the roof and that happened. I was pretty excited.
Okay, haven't reached double figures yet.
No, but I've got a bit of a rock step. It might be the last challenge of the track. I'm not sure, but I wanted to wait for you guys.
Yeah, it looks reasonably wide.
You can't get around me. You can't get around me.
Ah, good. All right, we'll get going then.
We'll go down. I'm just going to take it real easy.
Yeah, do that.
And
Gently,
should be good.
Righto, mate.
Sean's been on the track for an hour or two now while we've been having fun getting to the top of the mountain. We're now back in convoy and we only have a couple of kilometres to go to get back to what is considered to be a far more major road.
So do you guys miss me or what?
I haven't had to take my toolbox out of the back of the canopy since you left, mate.
Oh, just watch that step. That one sort of wants to put you into the embankment. Just want to feather that brake. Nice and slow, what you want. Oh, that's...
Shauno's been checking that tyre religiously, but let's not forget, it's still being held on by ratchet straps and good luck. He's got it this far, let's get it all the way now, mate. Slow and steady wins the race.
There you go. A few little scrapes, but overall not too bad. Ooh, a bit of a choose your own adventure, boys. Yeah, I'm trying not to lift wheels, but no.
It's a good move. Shauno's had one attempt at that, didn't make it, and it's straight out with a winch. We are so close to making it to the end of this track. This is no time for taking chances. I could see a line from the base of that little hill, and I knew the D-Max could do it.
All right, mate, come on up.
I had to use a little bit of right boot, but I had all the confidence in the world that we were going to make it to the top.
That thing's just an animal, pure animal.
Would you look at that thing flex? It's like a sick giraffe. You can really tell that Pete's built that truck for off-road touring in any terrain that you can throw at it anywhere in Australia. Once you've passed the tough stuff, it's a relaxed and easy drive on single-lane tracks all the way through to Laura. It's a good chance to sit back and reflect on what is, in my opinion, one of the best tracks in the Cape. If you drive past the old coach road, I reckon you've missed out on one of the best tracks in the Cape. You owe it to yourself if you've come this far to give it a crack.
Shaun, what do you think of that, mate?
Look, the Old Coach Road, you've got to do it. It's one of the tougher tracks in Cape York. People have talked this one up, and I was scared it wasn't going to live up to expectation. But I broke 2 forward drives with that track, so it really did. It really is tough. It's just hard. It's hard on vehicles, hard on people.
It's only hard on vehicles if you take a Shaun with you. My advice is don't miss the Old Coach Road and you hurry to get up to the Cape, zooming straight past the Laura River here where we're standing. Go in and check it out, and if you do, make sure you take a left-hand turn up to Folders Hotel. When you see the hotel site, continue up and drive that cutting. It is unbelievable. This bloke wouldn't know that, however.
I don't know that. I'm going to have to watch the DVD to find out exactly what happened.
No, seriously, guys, in all seriousness, do the Coach Road, the Old Coach Road to Laura. You won't regret it. You also won't regret saying no when Shaun says, can I come along?
I'll tell you what you won't regret as well.
What?
Is getting the pot of gold at the Laura pub.
Ah, yes. Yes.
This is a gold area.
It really is.
And the only gold I'm going to find is probably behind the bar.
Is that the joke that you were hoping
No,
for?
I said it all wrong.
That was a terrible joke, folks. We will catch you next time on 4-wheel drive action. Have a good hard think about yourself.
I'm going to go have a real good
do that.
Yeah, I need to do good. Yeah.
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long, and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros, and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide, and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, the double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your 4-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers.
If you're after a next level 12-volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12-volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure Kings 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure Kings lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure Kings batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring in at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure Kings battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level, super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure Kings 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your fire would last longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the Premium Camp Oven Stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure King's MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a 1-piece 150 by 50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.